third graders. Today our learning target is I can practice my math fact fluency by playing the game Make the Sum. Remember to stay till the end of the video for a cat picture. Today I'm going to show you how to play the online version of the game Make the Sum. I'm also going to show you how to play it by yourself as a one-person game, and then tell you some tips for making it a two-person game and playing it with a friend or someone at home. Okay, let's get started. All right, when you click the link, it brings you to the directions on how to play the game. You'll notice some of the same tools down here as we used with the number rack. There is the hiding shield. You won't need that for this game. You could type equations and put those on the screen. Text boxes to type words. A pencil to draw things and erase things. You can zoom in to see the directions better. Whoops. Let's erase that. And, oh, you can zoom in a lot. How do we zoom out? Oh, there we go. You can zoom in a lot, but if you keep clicking zoom, it will jump you back to the zoomed out screen you saw at the beginning. That button moves things from the top to the bottom, and this resets the screen. We're going to talk about these in just a minute because these are pages. This game has 2 pages. One page is the directions, one page is the game. Now, when you play this game, you're going to want some scratch paper nearby to keep track of the equations you make. That's where some of the fact fluency practice comes in, by noticing and counting the numbers you add up, but also by writing them down. It helps you stick the math facts in your brain and remember them. All right, so let's talk about gameplay. First, you choose a target number between 10 and 15 and write the target number on your paper. Starting with 10 is a great way to do it when you're just learning. Then you put the number cards out like the memory game. You lay them all out face down. Let's just jump over to the next page and do it. All right. So the directions say place card here, and here is our stack of cards. We click the pick button and drag the card over. Whew, okay, the game board is all set up. You'll notice there is some imaginary math journal here. If you don't have any paper around to write on, you could use the equation box and type your equations right here and move them over the paper. But it's probably easier to just have a math journal and write your target number that way. Okay, so when I play this game, my target, whoop, that's silly. My target number is going to be 10. So I'll put that on my page. Now, to play this by yourself, you're going to see how many different equations you can do that make your target number until you run out of cards. So we start by turning over 2 cards. You click the card, and there's this little turn over arrow. Huh, a 0, okay. 0 plus 4. Well, that doesn't equal 10, but I can keep flipping cards until I either get to 10 or I go over. Let's try this one. Another 0. Goodness gracious. 0 plus 4 plus 0 is still 4. How about this one? 1. Okay. Well, 4 plus 1 is 5, and then there's those zeros, so I'm up to 5. Let's flip another card. 9. Oh no! I went past it. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 4 is 14. So because I went past the 10, I don't get any of these cards. I have to flip them all back over. Oof. Luckily, I'm just playing by myself, and I remember how to find a make 10 fact. I'm good. If you were playing with a partner, it would be your partner's turn, and they could be very strategic because now they know where a 9 and a 1 are, and they could take those cards and get that point. But since it's just me, I'm going to take another turn. 9 plus 1 equals 10. So I can get my equation. 9 plus 1 equals 10. Do you remember at the beginning when I said when you're playing with another person, at the end of the game, the person with the most cards wins? Collecting zeros is a good way to get yourself some extra cards. So I could just take these and put them in my pile. But to be real sneaky, I know there's a 0 right here and a 0 right here. So I'm actually going to change my equation. 9 plus 1 plus 0 plus 0. That way I get to collect all 4 cards, because I still didn't go over 10. All right, and I cleared a lot of the board. After someone gets to take cards like that, you put new cards in their place. So I said this game was kind of like the memory game, because you need to remember where you've seen different numbers. This part of it is a little harder than the memory game, because if I remembered there was a 9 and a 1 here, well, that's not what's there anymore. Let's take another turn, and I'll do one more think aloud. I'll start down here. 6 and a 5. Oh no, that's 11. 6 plus 5 is more than 10. Darn. Okay, how about 6? I don't want to flip these two because I know that 6 plus 6 is 12. That would be too big. And 6 plus 5 is 11, which is still too big. Let's try a different card. Wait, wasn't there a 4? Was this a 4? Yes, I remembered. 6 plus 4 is 10. So I get to keep those cards and add it to my equations. And then the round ends when I put new cards over there. So eventually, when you click this, it's not going to give you any more cards because all the cards will be in somebody's pile. And that's when the game ends, when there are no more combinations that you can make. For example, I'll zoom ahead and we'll pretend that we're at the end of the game. Let's get these cards out of here. So this is an example of what the board might look like at the end of a game. There's no way to make 10 here. 7 plus 2 only equals 9. When that happens, the game is over. If you're playing by yourself, cool, you found as many make 10 facts as you could. If you're playing with a friend, this is the part where you count how many cards you have, and the person with the most cards is the winner. After you've played a game, if you want to undo everything and start fresh, use this circle arrow to start over. You can also use the trash can to discard a card. To play this game with a partner, the basic rules are the same. You're turning over cards to try and make your target number, and it works like the memory game. You take turns with your partner, and when there's no more cards that you can use, the person who has the most cards that they've won is the winner. Depending on who you're playing with at home, you might choose different target numbers. If you're playing with a younger sibling, but one who is ready to learn their adding facts, you could choose a lower target number, maybe like 8 or something like that. You can also play this game once you feel like you've got the rules. You can use any kind of playing cards to do it. On a normal deck of cards, you would want to take out the jack, the queen, and the king, but use the aces as a 1, and just use the number cards the same way you use the number cards in the online game. That means you can actually play this game anywhere as long as you have a deck of cards. Okay, that's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.